But the possibilities only happen for people that are there. That's the main thing. Like, you gotta just be there.
If you don't go socialize, where are you gonna find the date?
Discord.
Discord.
The JK Discord.
Everyone in the Discord, find a partner, and get married.
Now, Matt, everyone's having affairs in our Discord afterwards.
Hello, regular YouTube viewers. Today we're going to focus on something that only a special certain few people have access to, and that is our Discord.
That's right, and the only way you can ask us questions and talk to us directly, and also we have a segment here called Ask the Boys, accessible only by Discord. It's if you go into the description box right below and you say, "This is Patreon, let me click that," and you join it, and then you can join our Discord and you can be a part of this. And one of the cool perks is you can ask us questions. We might respond here, or we might make a video out of it. And Kiara says, question for the boys. If you were single right now, how would you react to the single life? And do you think you would do good in the dating scene?
That's a crazy question.
You trying to get us in trouble, Kiara? you trying to get me divorced, my boy?
You saying that your answer would get you in trouble?
Yeah.
What's your answer?
I would. He'd clean up.
Me and Tiff were talking about this last night.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah?
Last night?
Yeah. I was like, if you were to leave my ass.
It's a weird way to foreplay.
I just said like, well, we didn't really talk about it, but I was like, just saying, she was like, what would you do if we broke up? And I was like, honestly, I would probably just be by myself for like a year, dude. And just
A year?
Yeah, maybe like a year.
That's normal. That's a very normal.
Is that normal?
Tell us what you really said.
No, that's what I said. That's why I'm like, oh, this is a bad story. Oh, you ever tell a story out loud and then you're like, oh, this is a bad story. Kind of my life on JK.
If it was an amicable,
Yeah.
if it was an amicable breakup,
Yeah.
and you guys decided that it's chill, there's no hard feelings.
I'm taking the fucking dogs, dude.
And you both, but that's two dogs though.
I'm taking both those motherfuckers.
That's cheating.
Those are my fucking dogs. She says those are my dogs, and those are my fucking.
How would you even begin to start dating? Because
What would you do? Let's say you guys mutually...
I want to know what Nick does because he's a high school boy.
But I think I would have to take like a whole long time to myself, honestly. Like to really be like, well, what the fuck am I gonna do now?
Which honestly, I think is very healthy.
Yeah, like.
But do you think you'll do good in dating now?
So let's say that you took that time. That time's over. All right, you're ready. You're horny. How do you start? How do you start dating?
Because you know how
I have to
see
learn
it?
how to not be a simp for a while.
You know how I see it? The way I see
You know
it is
what I
when
mean?
you're married, it's like two things coming together, and then it's like stitches, right? And it forms. So this becomes this new thing. So if you get a divorce, it's like...
Yeah, you're
See?
ripping that off.
So you're like kind of half of who you were, and you gotta fit because you're kind of codependent.
Yeah, who's gonna be the other half that washes the dishes now?
So you need to heal. I think the healthy thing is to heal and become a whole person first.
Yeah.
Before you again.
No, 100%.
Or else you're gonna just rebound and do all kinds of crazy.
Because like
shit,
you,
right?
like if we're like all jokes aside, you really have to think about like, okay, what are some shit that I'm carrying from my past relationship into like me dating somebody else? Like what kind of baggage are you carrying? Because I don't think you'll know it until you kind of go through life by yourself for a really long time.
Yep.
Because like every decision I made for the past like fucking 14 years of my life has been with
Thinking about two people.
Thinking about two people and more people on top of that. So it's like you rip that off, you're like, oh well, I don't know what the fuck this is now. This is a whole different thing.
Well, let's say imagine.
What if you weren't with someone and you were just single right now?
Yeah.
Imagine if like, cause we're thinking about if we broke up and then, but this question is if you're just single right now, period.
Yeah, for sure.
Like with what you know about the world
so
right
my
now,
case-
how would you start dating?
My buddy did this and he fucking nailed it. He scheduled like 10 dates on Tinder.
Like speed dating?
Just across the board.
Just regular dates?
Just
Yeah.
regular dates with girls that he thought would be good candidates. And he would do it like, he did like 3 weeks in a row. Like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, went on dates. Like 3 weeks in a row. Yeah, no. And he got cleaned out by this one chick who fucking just went to social. She just ate a bunch of sushi and was like, all right, see you later.
Wow.
And as she's ordering, he was like, I know I'm getting fucking wiped right now. But he's like, I gotta pay for it. It is what it
That's
is.
kinda
I just won't
part of
say
the
it.
game.
It's part of the
Yeah,
game. It's part of your losses, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna have some bad dates. But then because he went on all those dates in a row with the intention of finding the person that he wants to spend his life with, he found the one person that he's actually gonna get married to.
Out of those 10,
Yeah, and maybe not 10, but like maybe a little less than that. But because he had something to compare it to, of like, oh, my relationship with this person, I was talking to him, things went smoothly, or and he was like the one person that he's gonna marry. He was talking to her for like 6 hours. They didn't even realize time flew.
That's amazing.
You know what I mean? So it's like little
it's
things
just
like
natural.
that. Exactly.
Yeah.
Where it just fits, and I feel like that's where me and Tiff kind of are. Where we're just everything very natural, so I'd probably have to do something like that.
can you even imagine yourself without Tiff? Like even in a game like this, I
know,
feel like you have trouble.
You started in high school. In high school? Because this question is just like,
No matter what, it's a rude awakening.
I think it's more about like being single now in present day and how dating has changed. And then if we would clean up today versus back then.
I think you would do great. To be honest, without even joking, I think you would be really good.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because I think as time has gone on, I think your personality and your earnestness is more rare.
I think the first person he gets in a date with, he's going to marry and stay with for a long time.
That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think he's gonna play the field.
I met this chick at Boba Time doing acai bowl. Oh my
She took my
God.
order.
But I also think even though you may have that simp feeling, I don't think
Take that back, dude.
I don't think most girls that take advantage of guys, you're not their target.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like he's too poor?
No,
no,
like no, I just don't think like even if you're simping against them, I don't think like what they're trying
The
to
natural
get.
characteristics
Yeah,
don't match,
yeah. I
yeah.
don't think they would do that to you. It just doesn't feel
I don't think you know me that well, dude. I'm quite deceptive, and I could be a
Quite
bad
deceptive.
guy.
No, I think you actually would surprise yourself on how well you would do as a single guy in today's
Yeah.
era, right?
I think so. I think a lot of girls are looking for that nice guy who has those values.
Dude, I'm not nice. I'm fucking.
Yeah, but I think because of your age,
Nick, stop deflecting.
like
Give
you
me
would be
your
entering
flowers.
in your 30s, right? By that age, a lot of girls are sick of fucking dudes that are.
Bad boys.
Yeah, they're sick of that.
I think.
So you're telling me I can have
looking
multiple
for-
relationships right now?
I think
People
the
are looking for substance
I think
and connection.
Yeah, and the best breath of fresh air is the fact that you satirize those guys.
Sure.
This thing, like that's fucking funny to a girl that's been through that guy where it was.
She knows, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then I think I do it too much sometimes.
No, you're good. You're good.
It's not again. Yeah.
Because I think the type of what girls want changes too. So like when they're 20, they want a cool guy that has a motorcycle or something. You know what I mean? Like it's like what they like. Like guys are the same way. Like they're like, oh, like I loved ABGs because of what they represented. And then when you get older, you're like,
Too much trouble.
there's a lot of drama that follows those girls. You know what I mean? Like
Value things differently.
yeah, and then like the style, you like things different. I think things will change and how you will date. Because I feel like the confidence that I have late 30s is completely different from being 22. And then so the type of women I'll attract will be completely different. Yeah. I think single life would be really, really fun today more than before because it's much easier to get to a point where you can find like-minded people. So like, I think back then, like even as like, I don't know, like 2009 when I was in college, right? You actually have to go through the motions of like, oh, there's a mutual friend or there's someone that's like at my workplace or whatever, and you're like, well, she's pretty, let's go see if it works. You spend a lot of fucking time just to realize like, we don't vibe. But I think now, you can just see their profile and you're like, okay, you seem like you're about this life and we can get into these hobbies.
Yep.
It's a way quicker filtering, and it's, if you're good at gauging,
You're a better detective now.
it's way quicker to just be like, oh yeah, I think I could travel with you and it'll be fun.
Yep.
Versus like back then, you gotta go through like months of it, and then you're like, oh shit, actually, I just liked her hair. Or whatever it was, and you're just like, man, that took me a long time to realize, well, we probably just don't match. Yeah.
So the question isn't about what happens if you get out of your long-term.
No, it's if you were just single right now, and then how would you react to the single life, and do you think you would do good in a dating scene? Like, do you like right now, if you did it all over again, at this age, you know,
So there was you don't have the memories of Geo. You're just Bart.
Bart's going through his head. He's like, this sounds like I don't want to do any of this. I'd be alone for the rest of my life.
So the way that I'm viewing it, it's the dating scene now. It is more apps and like social media based, right? So that's really foreign.
Options are overwhelming.
Yeah, it's very foreign to me. I don't quite understand it. I think I more understand like human connection. So I feel like for me, it would probably be slower than like, let's say if me and my buddy are gonna enter the game together and he knows how to use apps and stuff. For me, I'm like, oh, I go to fucking like a rock climbing gym once a week. Maybe I'll meet someone there. Like I'm more used to that. So I feel like it'll be way slower than like people going on like 10 dates in a week or whatever.
Prehistoric, dude.
Yeah, prehistoric.
Having hobbies is the quickest way to really meet somebody.
I think so. I think so.
It's like you're not putting yourself out there in that way, and you get to genuinely connect with people without realizing that you even are interested.
I meet fucking just random neighbors just because I jog.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like I'm just doing shit. I'm like, oh, what's up? They're like a guy and a girl and a fucking granny and a grandpa, whatever. I just meet neighbors just from jogging. Because you see people, and then people that usually get into a lifestyle, they do it regularly. So there's I'm always gonna see that guy at 5 p.m. because he's a 5 p.m. guy, or if I jog in the morning,
you might start dating him.
Yeah. Bump into each other. Oh, hey, do you have any energy gels I can use? I'm starving. That's what would happen. That'd be sick.
I also think it takes long relationships to know what you want in a person too. So then, if you were single again, obviously you can't recreate the same thing with the person that you're with now. But it's like if you take them out of the equation, I think you're gonna be like, oh, I know what I want more, or I know what, like how to filter much easier. Because when you're younger, you're just single and you're dating and you're just testing. And I don't think guys actually date to marry. Like I think there's a lot of guys that just date to fuck. So then they're not really they might trick their mind into thinking that they're so in love, but they don't know themselves. And then they just like after they nut, it's post nut clarity, and then they're like, oh, I don't actually like her, and I was love bombing her, but I don't know. And I see a lot of young guys doing that shit where they're so in belief that they're like gonna marry this person, and then they do it, they hook up, and then they're like, oh, actually I don't like her.
I think it's also the limbo. So I've found most guys are stuck in this right in between. Scared to be alone, scared to be with this person.
Oh.
Yeah, dude, that's a serious one.
So then they just keep girls around because they don't want to be alone.
Yeah, they just. So then to the girl, she thinks, oh, you just want to fuck, but no, it's this fool's just fucking scared.
I've actually experienced that where it's like you're with someone for a long time and you're like, if you just didn't have these red flags and you overcame that shit, I'd be so down. But you can't think like that.
The late night text is not based on I want to fuck and I'm horny at night. It's I don't want to be in bed with my thoughts alone.
That part. It's escapism.
It's a false fucking thing that like women took that to mean like, oh, he just thinks I'm a piece of meat. It's like, no, that fool wants to cuddle and act like you're his girl just for the night.
That's true.
Because he can't last.
Yeah, that's true,
it's weird, yeah.
I was never like that.
I got a homie that's like that, and
a lot of guys are like
he's kind of a little player, but it's like it's because he gets really involved with these girls and he really likes them, but then after a while he finds out like, oh, I don't like this about you, like you were saying, I don't like this, and then he's like, I'm out.
It's to offset the loneliness temporarily, and then you're good for a while.
I never thought of it that way. That's crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, because they can use it like it's drugs.
Exactly.
Where it has nothing to do with the girl.
Just need a hit, yeah.
But they're just, they're kind of using all these experiences to feel relief.
Yeah, it's relief.
From coming and from pain.
You get a late night cuddle.
Yeah.
After you just shot your shot, I was like, yo,
sometimes you will fuck just to get the cuddle and act like it was all about the fuck.
I did that.
That's gay, dog. That's gay.
You're gay.
You're gay if you do that, dude.
In my early 20s though,
What?
I had mad insomnia in my early 20s, and I remember finally being able to sleep when I was with a woman. And that was like one of the things where I was like, oh shit, maybe. So it's like she's my melatonin.
Damn, bro.
That I didn't realize that was the thing. But someone named Boto-san wanted to add on top. She said, I like to piggyback off of the question for the boys. What advice do you have for women in the dating scene?
Go for it, Subin.
She goes, I've been happily single for a year after being a serial monogamist for like a decade, and am not eager to get back into the dating scene because honestly, I'm scared.
Oh, dude, that's all Kalyne, man. Kalyne's on her period. She'll be good at answering.
She's locked in right now. Hyper
My
focused.
period. I'm scared.
That's funny that she would ask a room full of guys.
Yeah, why
you know
would
that because like, wouldn't you
We
want
have another
a woman-
guy that's not a guy.
Wouldn't you want? She's a female. She's a female. But wouldn't you want a guy? Wouldn't you want women to give you that advice? Like she's asking.
I would
a
ask
bunch of
her. I would
guys.
ask her a question. I would ask her, what is it specifically that you're scared of? Is it rejection? Is it maybe it's some working out and you being in another
Yeah.
long-term relationship and it not working out again? Like getting to the root of that answer, I think will help determine how you're gonna execute the dating.
I think it's smart that she's asking a room full of guys, because I feel like if you're a fisherman and you're like asking 6 other fishermen how do you catch fish, isn't it just better just to ask the trout if you could? What do you like? What would catch you guys? They'd be like, dude, I would bite this bait, I would bite this bait, this thing I'm a sucker for. You know what I mean? So I think it's actually smart that she's like,
Fleshlights if
Yeah.
you got him.
Stick your big ass dick in the water.
yeah.
And that's why you don't ask the guys.
So a lot of the women are telling her to just kind of take your time until you're ready, right? Like she's like a lot of the women in the group that are like
That's some lady advice.
focus on the things you know, live your life, whatever, and when you're ready, you'll come around to it or whatever, right? But I do think that's a good point about being scared. It's like, what are you afraid of, and address that fear. Independent. Yeah.
Going through the motions and you're always gonna have this cloudy vision and feeling
Yeah.
of what you're doing.
So she responds to that and says, well, I definitely will be taking my time then. It's nice to have the means and freedom to experience life in a way I haven't before. So I think
You pray love.
I remember the first thing I did after being in a long-term relationship and then like finding myself again and like being able to do certain things, because you do become a couple where you're like, oh, I used to like these things, but I don't really do it anymore because we can't do it as a team. And then when you become single again, you're like, oh, I'm gonna jump that cliff now. Or whatever, right? You do certain things, you're like, I feel free again.
Yeah.
But I do think,
Is that what you did?
Yeah.
huh?
Oh, I thought he was gonna have something.
No, I
Oh.
just said yeah. No, I like the idea.
But I'm like, why do you feel the need that you have to be in a partnership? You know what I mean? That's my other thing is like,
Societal pressures, I guess, or
Or
maybe
just lonely.
everyone-
Yeah, you're just lonely.
loneliness.
but I don't think you should ever be with someone because of loneliness.
Yes.
That's when you get into a trap.
Yep.
Yeah, but you know.
Sometimes you can't. You just can't really choose. That's how you feel. You're just lonely. Yeah.
Honestly, now I think it's easier to be lonely without worrying about being lonely. Did I just say the word twice?
Yeah, but
Easy to be lonely
Because there's
without.
so many things to do.
Yeah, there's so many things to do, and then when I met Sasha, I never had the feeling of being like I was lonely or anything.
It's because you were with the boys, baby.
Yeah, see, that was like the whole time I got a motorcycle, I'm dancing, I'm playing games. Never I was ever in my own thought. You know what I mean?
That's lucky though.
Yeah.
It is lucky, but I was never like, oh, I gotta look for this girl. Da 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 da. I think it just came naturally for sure. But yeah, what you're saying is right.
Yeah, I don't know. It
There's
just
more
feels
freedom.
like a weird feeling, like when you're trying to replace loneliness with another person.
Yeah,
It's like trying to find yourself in somebody
Isn't that
else.
the exact
Yeah.
definition?
it's not clingy. You just end up being clingy or something.
But I think
Well,
that's,
that's codependency. You're trying to fill a void, and it is a form of escapism at that point.
Yeah, because it's not the other person that's going to fulfill your loneliness.
Right.
It's your perception of connection to people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you probably have the options to not be lonely.
Yeah.
But, like, let's say you just don't like your family, or you don't fucking like the friends that you have this moment, or like you don't reach out enough, or like what about, I don't know.
Play games. Why don't you play? You can
Make
meet
some-
I think if
Oh, yeah.
someone's even at the stage of recognizing and willing to admit they're lonely, I think that's actually really impressive, because some people won't even ever say that. And you know damn, like you have some homies that you know are fucking lonely, and they're not saying shit. They're not even there yet to be like, oh, I want to date somebody. They're just like going about their daily life, and they're just not that happy.
Yeah.
I would say to her, if she goes like, you know, I'm enjoying my freedom, this and that, and then like, should I start looking or should I start dating or whatever? And everyone will be like, everyone will say when you're ready, you should do it. But the question would probably be, when do you know you're ready? And I think for me, when I know I'm ready is when I start to have desire for a person. That's when I know I'm ready. So like, when it's on my terms that I want this person, not because I'm being pursued or this one is available or they're flirting with me and it's temporarily feeling good, but deep down inside I'm like, I feel like it's too quick because I still have these things I want to do, then I don't feel like I'm ready. But when I really want the presence and everything about this person, then I know, oh, I'm fucking ready to go.
It almost feels like it's like, I don't even know you can really base it on like, okay, I'm good to go, and then you enter the world. It's like, just act like it's a video game and the game's now. And you just go, whatever happens, that's what happens. Yeah. I think just show up. Like, if you just show up to the world and you meet a person and then the sparks aren't flying, then they're not flying. But if someone kind of ignites something in you, then maybe check it out. It's just like being the game. I think is the most important part.
You have to have all the answers to play the game is not playing the game.
Yeah, because some people will never leave the house until they feel right, and you'll never feel right because you didn't leave the house. Yeah. It's like you kind of just have to like start and be like, here I am, world. Like,
that's how I found my spot.
And be ready for heartbreak, and be ready for failures, and be ready for just playing the game.
And it's never gonna be perfect.
It won't be perfect. Yeah. I think that's the beauty of it. Is like having fun with like the possibilities and being like, damn, anything can happen now. Yeah. Because I'm here. You know what I mean?
That's a great way to think about it. Yeah. Go get your beak wet.
It makes the pressure not feel so heavy.
Oh, he's like, go get your beef wet.
That's how I found my wife.
Where'd you wet your beak?
The boom boom. I went boom boom one time and I was like, this is the one. This is the one. This is the one.
They met up just as a hookup and they fell in love.
But no, but you know, I was just doing crazy things back in the day.
Boom boom.
When I would boom boom others, I was just like, alright, you gotta go. You know, I was just like, bye.
Post nut clarity.
Is that like a guy thing? You guys can tell.
Post nut clarity.
For me.
You guys can tell after your boom boom.
For me, it was. I needed the boom boom in the beginning. So I just want to see the boom boom, and then if there's something sparking there, then I'm like, alright, that's the one.
I think
we'll check it.
Okay.
Everybody's trigger. Everybody got a different trigger, man.
True.
You gotta know what your button is. That's Subin's button.
Just show up is the main thing.
That's a good one.
That's what happened. She showed up.
Show up.
But the possibilities only happen for people that are there. That's the main thing. Like, you gotta just be there.
If you don't go socialize, where are you gonna find a date?
Discord.
The JK Discord.
Everyone in the Discord, find a partner and get married.
Now.
Why is this a school project?
Kiss,
Everybody find a partner.
Everyone's having affairs in our Discord afterwards.